I was reading through the comments today, and one person had said that he had a friend at Eventide that dealt with Steve Vai a lot, and that triggered a story in my head. Uh, Ibanez, which hosts Sheena, which is Ibanez and Tama, they were in Ben Salem, which wasn't far away, and in fact, my good friend Bill Ryan was the president of the company, but. So we did business with Hoshino every so often. But one of the other salesmen, Tom Stevenson, he was dealing with Steve Vai's sister, I think it was, and he had a company. I think he still has the company, Light Without Heat, and Tom would supply gear. I guess send it to his sister, but one day she traded in a computer, and somehow it ended up on my desk, and I was just poking around in it because I had to erase everything, and I found all this personal information of Steve Vai. And one thing that was very interesting is this man is very, very thoughtful, very intelligent. He had a huge amount of proposals for guitars and amplifiers, and how he was going to work partnerships, and very, very well thought out. And this was him writing these letters, and I never kept it, so I erased everything. But he also had a letter in there that he was complaining to a hotel that it didn't have a vegan option in their meals, but very politely laid out. So I thought that was very interesting. Sometimes you meet these musicians, and that's what they know. They know how to play their guitar or their drums or whatever, but they're not as sharp in the other areas. But this Steve Vai, I would love to meet him one day. Probably just an intelligent conversation with the person. So that was my story. This was like in the '80s. So there you go.